Let's speak to Grace Moyo, grade 10 learner at St. Patrick's CBC. She joins us now for a conversation on her Swimming Cap 2.0 project. Grace, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Good evening.
So tell us a little bit more about your project.
So basically, I decided to create Swimming Cap 2.0 because I realized that swimming caps weren't inclusive to all hair types. It's either they don't fit on your head, they either fall off, they're not strong enough to keep all your hair inside the cap. So I decided why not try and better the currently existing swimming cap to make it more inclusive.
And just tell us about, was it from your own personal experience? Were you swimming? And I know swimming caps is also a matter of sizes. And as you said, your hair type does impact on whether or not it actually stays on.
Well, growing up, I used to swim competitively and for fun. And swimming caps never kept my hair dry, which is one thing I hated about them. And additionally, the fact that you can't really swim with your natural hair, so you normally have a protective style on, but the protective style cannot fit in the cap. So that has always been a struggle for me personally, and it's a struggle that's faced by many of my classmates.
So you obviously had the problem, and I'd imagine that others around you had the problem. So how did you then start conceptualizing and also thinking of the kind of material that was needed?
So I spoke to a few of my classmates before I actually came up with this idea. And when I came up with the idea, basically I did research on swimming caps and what they normally made out of. And then I did my own test just to see for myself if these results I got off the internet were valid. And then I came to the realization that the best swimming cap that I could make with the resources I had was by using a bunch of materials and chemicals and mixing them together. So in the end, I used synthetic cloth and I layered it with silicone.
So tell us about that journey, how you came to that conclusion. With a lot of tests done, and resource-wise, was that something that you had available to you, or did you have to go through your school? Tell us a little bit more about that.
So the test that I conducted, I looked at different materials such as latex, nitrile, cloth, and PVC. So latex and nitrile are basically like rubber and one and the same thing. The problem is with these materials is that they weren't strong enough. So I decided not to use them, and layering these materials and turning it into a swimming cap was a rather complicated process. So then I opted to do the PVC, but the thing is with the PVC is it's not soft and it's harsh on the skin. Like if you put it on your head for a really long time, it's not comfortable. So then I decided, okay, cloth is the best option, even though it doesn't keep water in. So to keep water out, why not layer it with a chemical? And then we used silicone, but the silicone that I used, it was not the silicone that I wanted, but it was the only one that I had available. So we had to dissolve that silicone with other substances to make it a liquid because we bought it in solid form.
And we've just seen pictures of your swimming cap project. Did you play around with colors? What was suitable in terms of design?
So basically, the silicone is clear. So the color of the cap is the color of the cloth itself. The first cap is yellow because that was the first swimming cap I made. And it had a few problems in terms of how I layered the swimming cap. It wasn't even, and the material itself wasn't stretchy. So then the second cap, just to tell the difference between the two, I got a different color, blue, and I used a better material and a better method of layering the chemicals.
So is this one of many projects, Grace? Are you still, in terms of your surroundings or things that you encounter, looking at other projects that could inspire you in terms of resolving or solving challenges, problems around you?
I feel like there are many other projects that I would like to solve and figure out that are current problems in my community and facing most South Africans as a whole. But I chose the swimming cap because I felt like it was the most personal to me and one of it was something that I would love to fix, and was something that I loved, which made it more easier to find a solution to the problem.
And throughout your journey, have you found, is there hope that should you want to embark on some of these projects that you'll get funding, should you need funding? Are those problems that you think you might encounter?
Funding is a problem, so I think if I did have proper funding and like proper resources and materials, I think the swimming cap problem itself could be fixed, and many other problems that are faced by many people could be fixed. Yes.
And how can people sponsor people like you? Is it through your school? Because, you know, we're going through a period now where we're saying stem cell or STEM research and students is something that we ought to cultivate. So is there a particular project that you're attached to? Would they go through your school, or is it you individually?
You could go through my school, I guess, or you could contact me individually. I don't know, whatever you may decide to do. Yeah.
All right, Grace, we wish you all the best. It's lovely to hear, very encouraging indeed. Grace is from SABC School with Grace Moyo. She is one of those who were exhibiting her invention. She invented, it's called the Swing Cap 2.0 project. It was due to her own experiences with swimming caps that didn't suit her hair type, and she decided to solve a problem on her own, and she says she still has bigger dreams to capture. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Grace.